going to run out of comics. Anyone in the audience, if you guys want to participate, come talk to me. I'll give you 5 minutes. If it takes some liquid courage, I'll buy you a shot. We can make it happen. All right. On deck, we have Dr. Frank, and in the hole, we have Venu. But up next, this guy's been here for the last 8 weeks in a row. Let's give it up for Adam Resendez!
Hello. So I decided to do wear my NASA fit tonight in honor of the Artemis coming back to Earth last week. I was always a big space fan growing up, and I even tried out for NASA when I was younger. But unfortunately, they told me I was overweight, unhealthy, I had poor eyesight, didn't work well as a team, severely claustrophobic. But I just think the recruiter just had it out for me. So the Artemis, they actually launched on April 1st, which is kind of funny. They just really missed the opportunity to have one of the greatest, practical jokes of all time. Like imagine you're an astronaut, you spend 20 years, you're like probably some, Navy pilot, and you're an electrical engineer, you have all these degrees and, your specialties, and you're about to launch out of Earth, and your heart rate's 150, and they're just like, 10, 9, 8, oh shit, there's a fire, oh shit, good work. Just kidding, Frank. 5, 4, 3. So I'm originally from the Bay Area. I was born in San Francisco. I moved to the South Bay about 10 years ago. And one thing I'll say, living in the Bay Area and being a longtime renter, is that the B-52 is really kind of oversold, like how great a shack could be. But like they're, in the video, like they're on the beach, like they're having orgies and shit in their shack. And like I've never even had an orgy. Like has anyone here had an orgy? Anybody? Like should we? Anyone? Yeah. So it's crazy that they're having a blast in their shack, and I'm like in my $2,600 a month fucking studio, like unfurnished. I'm like hunkered over the fucking kitchen sink, eating a cold can of beans. They're not even like name brand beans. I had to like cut back because I had to afford my PG&E fucking bill. I forgot the next one. So I like living in the South Bay. I especially like coming to Seven Stars. Like obviously one of my favorite things is the Jabba the Hutt, the fucking giant guy in the back. And I always respected him because he's essentially like the original like work from home guy. Like he just basically sits there sweating, he doesn't have to wear pants. He basically he Zoom calls all of his crimes. And then if he ever has like a meeting, he can just take his barge to wherever he needs to go. But I actually respect him that being a crime lord like that, it's kind of he's got to be pretty impressive. And I have a feeling he probably does well with the ladies. I'm sure if that tongue could talk. I was always surprised that like the Hutts, which is like his race, his species in Star Wars, are like the crime lords, because like they're essentially like sentient thumbs that don't really do anything. So it's basically like if like the Godfather like starred like a beanbag chair instead of Marlon Brando. Let's see. One of the great things here as well is my favorite drink of all time is the Blue Milk here. Like I don't know if you guys have had that. It's fucking amazing. It's like my favorite cocktail of all time. But it kind of makes me feel weird because it kind of makes me feel like a little kid again, but also like still an alcoholic, which is kind of crazy. And it actually just kind of it just brings back memories of just splitting a six-pack with Dad, watching the original trilogy back in the day when I was 5. But it was nice reminiscing because that pretty much the only thing he gave me was a love of like space fights and severe alcoholism. Let's see, what do we got? Do you ever think somebody has ever won an Oscar and then they went home and had their girlfriend peg them with it? Like I feel like the amount of people that have won Oscars in the past 80 whatever years, like that has to have happened at least once or twice. Yeah. So I'm considering getting into acting. Let's see, what else do we got? So yeah, I'm at that age where basically whenever I get out of bed, it sounds like a crackling fire. Like I'm 47 now, and it's just all down here. I recently watched that movie Poltergeist. I don't know if you guys seen it back in the 80s. And I wanted to basically recreate that in the modern times. And I basically wanted to call it Reverse Poltergeist. And it's essentially a Native American family. They move in to a new house, and it's on like an old Confederate graveyard. And then everything just starts going fucking amazing for the family. Like the dad gets promoted. Like, you know, it takes place back in the 80s. Like the mom, like her Tupperware business fucking blows up. You know, the son gets like captain of the football team. Everything goes great. You know, the little girl, like she avoids getting on Epstein's plane.
No.
I'm just not gonna. I mean, all right. I kind of ran out of stuff to talk about. I went through this a little too fast, but oh, you know what? We got the bucket. Hold on, we got the bucket here. What do we got?
And on the Epstein joke.
No. Now you tell me. All right, let's see. How well would you do in prison? No, not at all. Absolutely not at all. They would pass me around like currency. Absolutely. I'll be popular though. I gotta do what you gotta do. All right, one more. Cosplay girls, yes. Is that a question? Like, I mean, they're amazing. They're like, they spend so much fucking time and effort. There's no joke there at all, other than that they won't talk to me. Anyway, my name's Adam. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
Let's keep it going for Adam Resendez. He started open mics here, so if any of you are brave enough, come talk to me. Like I said, I'll give you 5 minutes. Who knows, you might be here in the next 8 weeks straight. Alrighty. Adam, I feel for you. I actually wanted to be a Navy pilot. I wanted Air Force, because I wanted